Seniors, stop eating 7 worst fruits. They are destroying your leg strength.
Have you ever wondered why your legs feel weaker, even though you're doing everything right? Eating well, walking regularly, following your doctor's advice. Why do stairs feel steeper? Why does getting up from a chair feel slower? The answer might surprise you. It's not about what you're not doing. It's about what you're already doing, every day, without realizing the damage. Seniors over 60 are unknowingly damaging their mobility every single day by eating these 7 fruits, common, trusted, and secretly harmful. Let's uncover what's really happening inside your body. And the worst part, you've been told they're good for you your whole life, but after this, you'll never see them the same again. These 7 fruits are silently working against you, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what they are and what to eat instead.
Fruit number 1, pineapple, the sweet saboteur of your joints. Pineapple, tropical, juicy, bursting with flavor and praised in wellness circles for its supposed anti-inflammatory compound, bromelain. But here's the question no one's asking. If pineapple is so healthy, why do so many seniors who eat it regularly still experience tight knees, throbbing calves, and relentless leg fatigue? The answer isn't just surprising, it's alarming. For adults over 60, pineapple might be doing more harm than help. And the danger doesn't scream, it whispers, slowly, silently, through every slice you eat. Let's start with what makes pineapple seem like a good idea. Yes, it contains bromelain. Yes, it has vitamin C. But beyond the headline benefits, 2 hidden ingredients make it a nightmare for aging legs. 1. Natural sugar overload. As your body ages, your ability to process sugar efficiently declines. Pineapple is extremely high in fructose, a form of sugar that spikes blood glucose quickly. When this happens, it triggers a surge of insulin, but in seniors that insulin response is often sluggish, erratic, or excessive. The result? Tiny blood vessels in your legs called capillaries start to weaken. They can't keep up. Circulation slows. Oxygen delivery to your muscles drops. And that's when symptoms creep in. Your thighs start aching after just a short walk. Your calves burn when climbing stairs. Your legs feel like they're dragging through wet cement. You're not imagining it. And it's not just age. That tropical sweetness is quietly starving your legs of energy and flooding them with inflammation. But there's one more danger hiding beneath the surface. 2. Acid irritation to the joints. Pineapple's sharp tang comes from its high acid content. That acidity may not bother a 25-year-old digestive system. But for seniors dealing with arthritis, joint degeneration, or even just low-grade inflammation, it's like fuel on fire. Inside your joints, that acid acts like sandpaper, irritating soft tissues, accelerating cartilage wear, and triggering stiffness. You might notice a burning sensation in your ankles after sitting, a strange pressure in your knees when walking, or that your hips don't feel as smooth or stable as they used to be. And because pineapple seems so healthy, most people never think to blame it. You eat it with confidence, believing you're fighting inflammation, when in reality, you're unknowingly feeding it. But there's one more danger hiding beneath the surface. 3. Drug interactions that go unnoticed.
Pineapple's bromelain can interfere with common medications, especially blood thinners, antibiotics, and even blood pressure drugs. For seniors on prescription regimens, this means pineapple may either intensify side effects or weaken your medication's effectiveness without warning. That's why some people feel fine one day and experience sudden swelling, dizziness, or leg heaviness the next. The culprit? It might not be your medicine. It might be the fruit you paired it with. The worst part are no dramatic warning signs. No sharp chest pain, no collapsing knees, just a slow unraveling of strength, week after week, month after month, until one day a simple task like standing up from a chair feels like climbing out of quicksand. You didn't get weaker overnight. You got misled. So the next time you reach for a bowl of pineapple, ask yourself, is this helping me or quietly undoing everything I've worked for? And if pineapple, a so-called anti-inflammatory superfruit, can sabotage your joints like this, what's fruit number 2 doing to your legs right now?
Fruit number 2, bananas, the muscle imposter that steals your strength. Bananas have been praised for decades. They're soft, easy to digest, and rich in potassium, a mineral essential for muscle function. That's why so many seniors grab a banana before a walk, after exercise, or even as a bedtime snack. But here's the uncomfortable truth. The very fruit you believe is supporting your muscles may actually be sabotaging them. Let's break it down. 1. High glycemic carbohydrates. Silent leg fatigue. Bananas are loaded with fast-digesting carbs. That's great if you're a marathon runner, but if you're over 60 and not burning through that energy immediately, your blood sugar spikes, then crashes. This creates a dangerous cycle. Sudden energy slumps, increased inflammation in joints, and impaired circulation in your lower limbs. Your muscles, which were supposed to be fueled, now feel heavy after meals, stiff in the morning, or drained by mid-afternoon. And if you eat bananas daily, that cycle repeats day after day, gradually training your legs to feel weaker, not stronger. 2. Fluid retention and swelling. Bananas contain compounds that may trigger fluid retention, especially in people with heart conditions or kidney concerns. If your body already struggles with circulation, this retention leads to swollen feet, puffy ankles, and a strange tightness in the calves. It's a subtle effect, but over time this pressure builds. You might notice shoes feel tighter in the evening. Your lower legs throb after sitting too long, or you wake up with ankle stiffness that wasn't there last year. And all the while, bananas continue being marketed as muscle-friendly. 3. Masking the damage with familiarity. Bananas are everywhere. They're cheap, they're convenient, and they feel safe because you've eaten them your entire life. That's what makes them dangerous. Not because they cause an instant reaction, but because their impact is cumulative. Each time you eat a banana thinking, this is helping my strength, your body is quietly saying, no, it's not. Instead of nourishment, you're getting glucose spikes, water retention, and a slow loss of leg control you can't quite explain. So ask yourself, have you felt more stiffness in your calves lately? Are stairs getting tougher? Is your balance not what it used to be? If bananas are a regular part of your routine, it may not be coincidence. And if this muscle-supporting fruit can quietly undo your strength, wait until you see what fruit number 3 is doing to your joints.
Fruit number 3, grapes, the tiny triggers of joint inflammation. They're small, they're sweet, they feel so light and harmless, you could eat them by the handful without a second thought. But here's the hard truth. For seniors, grapes can become one of the most deceptive and damaging fruits for leg strength and joint health. Let's uncover why. 1. Fructose overload in disguise. Grapes contain fructose, a natural sugar, but the way your aging body processes fructose is very different from how it did at 30 or even 50. Fructose is metabolized exclusively by the liver, and when your liver is overloaded, as it often is in seniors, it converts that excess fructose into fat, which can lead to weight gain and insulin resistance, uric acid, a compound that builds up in joints and tissues. This uric acid is the real villain. It gathers silently, especially in the knees, ankles, and toes, where it creates throbbing pain at night, burning stiffness in the morning, and sudden jolts of discomfort mid-walk. Sound familiar? You may think it's arthritis, but in many cases, it's fructose-fueled uric acid buildup, and grapes are one of the fastest ways to trigger it. 2. The snacking trap that adds up fast. Unlike large fruits, grapes are bite-sized and mindless to eat. You're not just eating one or two. You're often consuming dozens in a single sitting. Each little grape seems innocent, but they add up to a sugar bomb in your bloodstream. This triggers blood sugar spikes, inflammatory responses, and a weakening of the tiny blood vessels responsible for nourishing your legs. Over time, this leads to reduced flexibility, slower recovery after activity, and a heavy, sore feeling in the lower limbs that doesn't quite go away. 3. The illusion of health. Grapes are marketed as heart-healthy. They contain antioxidants, after all. But here's the reality for seniors. Antioxidants can't undo the harm of sugar overload, uric acid buildup, and chronic joint inflammation. And the body doesn't care what the packaging says. If you've been eating grapes daily, or even weekly, and noticing stiffer knees, more foot pain, or swelling by bedtime, your legs are telling you something your doctor might not. It's not always about aging. Sometimes it's about what you're feeding your inflammation without knowing it. So next time you reach for a bowl of grapes, remember, it only takes a few to spark a reaction, but it takes weeks, sometimes months, to recover the mobility they quietly strip away. And if these tiny fruits can trigger so much damage, just wait until you hear about the fruit that pretends to hydrate you while exhausting your legs from the inside out.
Fruit number 4, watermelon. The hydration hoax that drains your legs. It's light, it's refreshing, it tastes like summer, and feels like water. Watermelon is supposed to hydrate you, cleanse you, cool you down. And for decades, that's what you've been told. But for seniors, watermelon can quietly dehydrate your strength, destabilize your blood sugar, and leave your legs feeling heavier than ever. Let's dig into why this popular fruit is not as innocent as it seems. 1. A sugar surge disguised as water. Watermelon is over 90% water, but don't let that fool you. It also ranks shockingly high on the glycemic index, meaning it causes rapid spikes in blood sugar. Why does that matter? Because for seniors with slower insulin response, reduced muscle mass, and fragile capillaries in the legs, These sugar spikes trigger a cascade of problems: inflammation in the knees, ankles, and calves, reduced oxygen flow to muscle tissue, that drained jelly leg feeling after a walk. You feel tired, but not from effort. You feel stiff, but not from exercise. It's internal. It's systemic. It's watermelon. 2. The circulation trap. Here's what most people miss. When your blood sugar rises rapidly, your body releases insulin to bring it back down. But insulin in aging bodies doesn't behave like it used to. Instead of balancing blood sugar gently, it overreacts, causing poor blood circulation to your lower limbs, cramping after light movement, and a strange swelling that builds up by evening. What's worse, the symptoms don't scream, they creep. You may not associate that sluggish stair-climbing feeling with the watermelon you had an hour ago. But inside, your blood vessels are reacting, and your legs are paying the price. The portion problem: it's too easy to overdo. Because watermelon feels so light, most people eat it in large amounts. 2 slices become 3, and suddenly your plate holds the sugar equivalent of a candy bar. But unlike candy, watermelon carries a false sense of health. You think you're doing your body good. Meanwhile, your legs feel thicker, slower, more inflamed in ways you can't quite explain. Even a short trip to the kitchen becomes a chore. You hesitate before climbing stairs. Your calves feel like they've been running, even though you've only been standing. Sound familiar? Watermelon is a trap. Not because it's evil, but because it's misunderstood. It pretends to hydrate, while quietly exhausting your circulation, inflaming your joints, and draining the very mobility you're trying to protect. And if this fruit, marketed as harmless hydration, can do that, just imagine what happens when acid meets aging joints. Fruit number 5 is next. It's one you see every morning. You've been told it boosts immunity, but it might be accelerating the pain in your knees.
Fruit number 5. Oranges. The acid attack on your aging joints. You wake up. You pour a glass of orange juice. Maybe you even slice one open for a snack. It feels like the healthy choice, full of vitamin C, citrus freshness, and immune support. But for adults over 60, oranges could be quietly attacking your joints from the inside out. Let's unpack the truth behind the citrus glow. 1. The acidic load your joints can't handle anymore. Oranges are rich in citric acid, and while that's fine for a younger body, aging joints are far more sensitive. Over time, the soft tissue around your knees, ankles, and hips becomes thinner, less lubricated, and more prone to inflammation. Now introduce daily citric acid into the mix. It's like pouring lemon juice on a paper cut. What happens next? That dull ache when you stand up from the couch, the slow burn in your knees after sitting for 20 minutes, morning stiffness that takes longer and longer to shake off. You might chalk it up to aging, but if oranges are a regular habit, the truth may lie in the fruit, not the calendar. 2. The sugar-acid combo, a double-edged sword. Here's the part that surprises most people. Oranges don't just deliver acid, they also deliver sugar. Even 1 glass of orange juice can contain over 20 grams of sugar without the fiber that slows absorption. That means fast blood sugar spikes, surging insulin, and inflammation that concentrates in your joints. Sugar ignites the fire.
Acid pours gasoline on it, and your knees, calves, and hips are the ones left burning. 3. The healthy habit that backfires. You've been told oranges are essential for wellness, so you stick to the routine. Juice in the morning, orange slices in the afternoon, vitamin C supplements on top of it all. But that daily immune boost might be working against your mobility. With time, this leads to soreness when walking short distances, tightness after meals, and almost gritty feeling in the joints. You might not notice it right away, but ask yourself, were your legs this stiff last year? 4. The hidden risk no one mentions. Citric acid, especially when combined with certain medications like NSAIDs or blood pressure pills, can worsen stomach lining irritation. This can lead to indigestion, systemic inflammation, and increased joint sensitivity throughout the day. And while your doctor might never link your aching legs to your orange habit, your body already has. So ask yourself, if oranges are attacking your joints under the radar, what's the next fruit doing to your entire leg system? Because coming up next is something that pretends to be the clean choice. Crisp, low in sugar, innocent looking. But for seniors, it can quietly cause night cramps, hip tightness, and a restless lower body that just won't settle.
Fruit number 6, green apples, the crisp culprit behind nighttime leg pain. They look so healthy, crisp, clean, not too sweet. Green apples feel like the safe, smart choice, especially when you're avoiding sugary snacks. But for adults over 60, green apples may be triggering exactly what you're trying to avoid: stiffness, soreness, and the slow erosion of leg strength. Let's take a closer look. 1. The acid hidden beneath the crunch. Green apples contain a compound called malic acid, the very ingredient that gives them their signature tartness. Malic acid in small doses can be helpful, but for aging joints and tissues, especially in hips, knees, and feet, it's often too harsh. As your body ages, the lining in your stomach and joints becomes more fragile. That means malic acid irritates soft tissues, worsens inflammation in already sensitive joints, and may trigger nerve-related pain at night. You might notice a warm, aching pressure in your thighs or calves in the evening, stiffness that wakes you in the middle of the night, or discomfort in your hips that didn't exist last year. And it's not loud pain, it's subtle, creeping, lingering, which makes it harder to connect back to something as healthy as a green apple. 2. The low sugar myth. It's true, green apples taste less sweet than red apples, but the reality? They still contain natural sugars, and those sugars still spike blood glucose in seniors with slowed metabolisms. This leads to sudden energy drops, circulatory strain in the lower limbs, and inflammation that flares up when you're least expecting it. In younger adults, the body bounces back, but for seniors, it means sluggish circulation, poor nutrient delivery to leg muscles, tired calves, cramped feet, and heavier steps, even without physical exertion. And the worst time to eat it? Before bed. Many seniors treat green apples as a light bedtime snack, but here's the problem. You're introducing acid and sugar into your bloodstream right before your body enters recovery mode. That triggers cramps that wake you up at 2 a.m., a throbbing feeling in the feet or toes, or a strange restlessness in the legs that makes it hard to fall asleep. All of this can be worsened if you're on medications that already affect blood pressure, fluid balance, or inflammation. And yet, green apples are trusted daily because no one talks about what they do to an aging body. 4. The clean lie. Green apples look clean, but the body doesn't respond to appearances. It responds to chemistry. And that chemistry is quietly exhausting your lower body's resilience one crisp bite at a time. So, ask yourself, have your legs felt more agitated at night? Are you waking up with unexplained soreness in your hips or thighs? It might not be your shoes or your mattress. It could be the healthy fruit you had at 8 p.m. Now, if a green apple, praised for being low in sugar, can cause all this, what happens when you add raw sugar intensity, tropical sweetness, and soft fruit texture into the mix? Because the next fruit is the most adored, but maybe the most dangerous of them all.
Fruit number 7. Mango. The sugar bomb that wrecks your joints. It's delicious, velvety, almost indulgent. Mangoes are often called a natural dessert, rich in vitamins, refreshing in texture, and praised for being good for the skin, immune system, and energy. But for seniors, mangoes are one of the most concentrated sugar sources in the fruit world, and that sweetness comes at a serious cost to your legs. 1. Massive sugar load equals inflammation explosion. Let's be blunt. Mangoes are packed with sugar, not a sprinkle, not a touch. A heavy dose of fructose that hits your bloodstream like a wave. If you're under 30 and highly active, your body may burn through that fast. But over 60, with a slowing metabolism and reduced insulin sensitivity, it causes blood sugar surges, inflammation in the joints, and gradual damage to nerve endings in the lower legs. You might not notice it after one serving, but eat it a few times a week. Suddenly, your toes burn after walking, your ankles swell in the evening, you feel a creeping heaviness in your thighs, like you're walking through sand. 2. Nerve disruption and burning sensations. Here's something most people never associate with fruit: neuropathy symptoms. That tingling in your feet at night, that strange prickling in your toes after dinner, or the feeling like your socks are tight even when you're barefoot? That can be triggered by elevated blood sugar, especially after eating high fructose fruits like mangoes. And if you already have borderline diabetes or circulation issues, mangoes may accelerate nerve damage far faster than you realize. 3. The serving size trap. Mangoes are soft and easy to eat, too easy. Unlike a dense apple or a fibrous orange, mango glides down effortlessly, which means you overeat without knowing it. You trigger higher sugar spikes, and you do it faster than your body can regulate. One mango can contain as much sugar as a can of soda, and yet it feels so natural, so guilt-free, which makes it more dangerous, not less. 4. The illusion of natural safety. Yes, mango is natural. Yes, it has vitamins. But natural doesn't mean harmless, especially when your joints, nerves, and circulation are already under pressure. For seniors, mangoes act like soft sugar grenades. They don't explode with pain right away. They erode, subtly, repeatedly, until one day a short walk turns into a struggle. Your steps feel uncertain, your calves burn after standing, and you never suspected the bright, cheerful mango was part of the problem. So if you've been eating mango for its natural sweetness, ask yourself this:
Is it energizing your body or inflaming it from the inside out? Because now you've seen the truth.
The good fruits. What you should eat to strengthen your legs and soothe your joints. You now know which fruits quietly steal your strength. But here's the good news. There are fruits that do the opposite. They calm inflammation. They improve circulation. They help you move better, longer, and with more stability. Let's talk about the fruits that work with your aging body, not against it. 1. Berries, the anti-inflammatory powerhouses. Think blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries. These aren't just healthy, they're clinical allies for aging joints. Low in sugar, rich in antioxidants, packed with anthocyanins, compounds proven to reduce inflammation and improve blood flow. Even a small handful can help. Ease stiffness, improve circulation to the legs, soothe knee pressure. And unlike bananas or mangoes, they won't spike your blood sugar. Instead, they balance it. 2. Cherries, the joint soothers, but use sparingly. Cherries contain anthocyanins and polyphenols, known to lower uric acid levels, the very substance that causes burning pain in joints like your toes and ankles. That means less gout flare-ups, less swelling, and more comfortable movement. But moderation matters. 5 to 10 cherries a few times a week is enough. More than that, and the natural sugars can begin to backfire. 3. Avocados, the unsweet fruit that protects your joints. Yes, it's a fruit, and yes, it's one of the best for leg strength and joint support. Avocados are loaded with healthy fats that cushion your joints, rich in magnesium and potassium for muscle support, and able to stabilize blood sugar. No spikes, no crashes. They also help improve nerve function, reduce that buzzing or tingling feeling in the feet. They deliver slow, steady energy without inflammation. Add it to salads, eat it solo, or mash it up. Your legs will thank you. 4. Pears. Gentle sweetness without the spike. Pears offer a mild, fiber-rich alternative to sugary fruits like grapes or watermelon. The fiber slows sugar absorption, and when paired with a bit of protein or fat, like nuts or yogurt, they can fuel your legs without spiking insulin, satisfy sugar cravings safely, and improve digestion and reduce bloating that presses on joints. 5. Papaya, the tropical healer. Papaya contains papain, a digestive enzyme that not only supports gut health, but also reduces systemic inflammation. This means less joint swelling, better nutrient absorption for your muscles, and smoother digestion, which helps your body focus on healing, not fighting. Soft, easy to eat, and low in sugar, papaya is one tropical fruit your body will actually appreciate. Reminder: it's not just about eating fruit. It's about choosing the right fruit for the stage your body is in. The wrong fruit causes strain. The right fruit creates support. And when you feed your body correctly, one choice at a time, you feel it. Stronger steps, less pain, more confidence when walking or climbing stairs. You still have time to reverse the damage. You've seen what the wrong fruits can do. You've learned how the right ones can support your strength. But maybe right now you're asking yourself, is it too late? Let me be clear. It's not. Your body hasn't given up. It's been asking for help. And now you finally know how to give it what it needs. Even if your legs feel stiff, even if walking has become more difficult,
even if you've been eating the wrong fruits for years. You can change the trajectory starting now. Because every small choice, every better bite begins to ease inflammation, restore circulation, and wake up muscles that haven't felt strong in a while. This isn't about restriction. It's about precision. Knowing which fruits work with your body instead of against it gives you power. And from here forward, your legs don't have to get weaker. They can get stronger, more stable, more reliable. It doesn't take a miracle, just a little awareness and a decision to act. And that brings us to one final thought.
The quiet power of your next choice. You've just uncovered the fruits that silently work against your legs, and the ones that can support your strength, your balance, and your independence. But here's what matters now. What will you do with this information? Because your next step doesn't have to be dramatic. It doesn't need to be perfect. All it takes is one small change, starting today. Maybe it's swapping your nightly green apple for a handful of berries. Maybe it's cutting back on that morning orange juice. Or maybe it's just listening more closely to what your legs are trying to tell you. Because the signs were never random. They were clues. And now you can finally see what they've been pointing to all along. But there's one more thing we haven't talked about yet. One more mistake many seniors make after changing their diet that can undo all the progress in a matter of days. We'll cover that soon, but for now, stay aware, stay in motion, and never forget, your independence is carried by your legs. Which of these fruits surprised you the most? Have you experienced leg pain or stiffness after eating any of them? Share your story below. It might help someone else. Comment 1 if this video helped you, 0 if not. If this is opening your eyes, drop a 1 in the comments so we know this is reaching the people who need it.